Hey guys, I wanted to pop in on you today. It's all stormy and dark outside, so why not shoot a live video under harsh LED lights? That'd be amazing, right? So forgive the poor lighting, but there's something really cool happening in the Papillion Service Center today. We are making some decisions about a new product that I think you're going to like. So I wanted to kind of show you what goes into the development thought process when we develop a new product. So what we're actually developing right now is our new Schrock Modular wireless keyboard and mouse. Those of you who have bought a keyboard and mouse from us before know that we usually sell Logitech keyboards and mice. They work great. We have no complaints about them, but we felt like we could do it better. There are things that our customers have been asking for that if we can get those features in a keyboard and mouse, but it's like a $180 keyboard and mouse from Logitech to get these features. So we said maybe we could have one made that would have some of these features in it at a much lower price, right around the $60 price point is what we're shooting for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the evolution process we went through. There were 6 different design revisions before we finally settled on what we're actually going to build. And then there's a couple small changes we're going to make to the keyboard as well. So I thought you might like to check this out. So I'm going to switch camera views and show you what we've got going on. All right, so first off, this mouse right here, this is the Logitech mouse that we normally sell. As you can see, it's a regular size mouse. You know, it's right-handed kind of. Can be left-handed, kind of ambidextrous. Not huge, not small, but medium size, so it fits most people's hands. Absolutely nothing wrong with this mouse. It's got a rubberized, textured wheel that allows you to scroll pretty easily. It's got a left click and a right click. There's a little ledge right here that when you click, and if you can see in the video, that you can feel under your finger if your fingers are bigger, and that's kind of something that some people have said they don't like. It works good on most surfaces, has a power switch, you know, does its job well. So the first thing we did for a mouse is we said, let's get another mouse made. So here's the original mouse, and this was the first contestant. So this thing, literally, I picked it up and held it in my hand, and it feels like a hockey puck. It is awful. It is truly awful. No power switch, which we actually like. The power switch is something that causes support calls. This mouse, it activates when you click it, which all the modern mice do now. When you click it, it turns on, and when you leave it, it goes to sleep to save battery life. And so it's got a battery door here with dongle storage, left click, right click, rubberized, textured wheel. Literally everything we asked for. We said we want a rubberized, textured wheel. They put this lip on here, and again, when you're clicking the mouse, you can feel that lip under your finger, and I really didn't like that. So this mouse is functionally the equivalent of our Logitech comparison, but it's not better, and we wanted better. So we said, back to the drawing board. So, next iteration was this guy right here. This mouse, as you can see, had a quality control issue straight. Like, this is the prototype, and you're going to send me this? Come on, guys. I mean, this is after like a week of testing. So this one here, no power switch again. One battery, which is nice, keeps it light. It's a textured, smooth. It's not a smooth plastic. It's a textured plastic because we felt like the hockey puck was a little slippery, and so this has a little bit more of an arch to it. It comes up a little bit more. The hockey puck here was very flat, so this fits your hand a little better. The wheel is plastic. It's not rubberized, and I don't know why they changed that in this particular revision. We didn't ask them to, they just did, and we didn't like it. So it's better than hockey puck, but not better because it looks like it's defective out of the box. That's stupid. So we said we want something a little bit taller that rises up in your hand a little bit more, and we want our rubberized wheel back. So they gave us this next. This iteration right here has no power switch again. This is the dongle storage right down here when you're not using it. If you're transporting it, you can put your dongle there. We don't like you to bring your dongle in when you come in for computer service because it gets lost. Right here, you've got left click, right click. There is no lip here to catch your finger on, which we liked. The wheel is rubberized. We're getting real close here. So now let me put this next to the Logitech mouse, and you have a product that is starting to look superior to what you can get from Logitech for 60 bucks. This is what we're going for. But starting to look superior isn't superior. One of the things that I like about my mice, I like a back click button. I like to have navigation buttons on my thumb here on the side. So how do I get that? Well, we'll get to that part. The next iteration, I said, okay, one of the things that we hear from customers is some customers think their mouse moves too quickly on the screen, and some customers think their mouse moves too slowly on the screen, or their mouse moves too slowly. So that's your DPI, your dots per inch of movement. So when you buy a really, really cheap mouse, you get a low DPI, which means the mouse, when you move it an inch on the table, it might move 3 inches on the screen. So it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. Some people like the 1-to-1 ratio, and some people like it to move faster, especially if you have a bigger screen. If you have a 27-inch monitor and your mouse has a 1-to-1 ratio, you have to move your mouse 27 total inches to move it from the left to the right of the screen. That's not, you're picking it up and putting it down and sliding it, picking it up and putting it down. That's not fun. So this DPI switch here that we had them include right here, if you can see it, it allows you to switch the DPI. So typically if you have elderly people who use the mouse a lot, they tend to lose the mouse on the screen, especially if it's not in high contrast mode. And so what you can do is you can have someone in the house that likes to have a mouse that moves more quickly and someone else that likes to have it move more slowly. And this switch allows you to change between the two modes, which is really nice. I love that feature. But here we go again. They gave me my plastic wheel with no texture. There's no lip here, so my click, I like that these buttons are physically separate, which is kind of nice. And there's also no power switch and dongle storage. We like that. So, okay, we're getting real close. So here's the next evolution. A little bit taller than our Logitech friend here. A little bit more ergonomic, which is nice, but still no side navigation buttons. So now we have the current prototype winner for the Schrock Innovations modular mouse. It retains the DPI switch. We changed the lettering. On the original one, the lettering was just inset. You can see it there, it just says DPI. And you can't really read it. This says DPI and it's high contrast, which is nice for people who have vision impairment. It has two separate buttons that are in alignment. Check it out, they're straight, I love it. It's got a rubberized wheel that physically kind of bumps when you move it, and it has a back button and a forward button. So here we've got a mouse that is superior, I feel, is superior to the Logitech mouse. So that was how we got from here to here on the mouse. So if I haven't bored you completely to death at this point, let's get on to keyboards. So the original keyboard that we have from Logitech is right here. So this is the Logitech keyboard. This is the same one you guys have been buying from us for 2 years. It's got a small set of media buttons up here. It does have a power switch, which again is the bane of our existence. It leads to more support calls because everyone's 2-year-old kid flips the power switch and nobody knows that it's flipped. We have a slight curve. You can see if I back out here a little bit, we have a slight ergonomic curve, which is nice, but there's no palm rest or anything like that. Those cost extra. This keyboard and mouse set sells for about $60 from Logitech. To get the more advanced features, you can go as high as $180 for a keyboard and mouse. So, what did we decide to do? First contestant was this keyboard right here. We said, we want something that's more like a laptop keyboard. Something that has more of a chiclet design to it. You can see here they sent us this one, and I don't know if it took them a while to figure out we weren't in England or what, but this is a British keyboard. I mean, here's the pound symbol for pounds. The question mark is clear up here. So this keyboard, it was like, we got it, we're like, what is that? And then the scroll lock is prominently featured. And we all looked at each other and we said, what in the world does scroll lock even do? We all have it on our keyboards, but does anybody know what scroll lock really does? That was stupid. So anyway, we looked it up. It's obsolete. It doesn't do anything anymore. It allowed you to scroll through text with your arrow keys. Well, you can do that now automatically. But the keys felt really cheap. When we press the keys on the keyboard, they wobble side to side a little bit. It's a chiclet design. It looks like a chiclet when you get real close, but it's not. It's a regular key that the plastic has been shaved down around the edges to look like a chiclet, which isn't a chiclet keyboard. It's not what we asked for. So, okay, moving along, contestant 1 lost. Now we go to contestant 2. This time they decided to get cute with us. They did give us, once again, a British keyboard. Anyone need an umlaut? Why is that on a British keyboard? Does anyone from Britain watching that can tell me why that key is on the keyboard? Your pound symbol here, and then the question mark is way up here. So that's kind of cool. This keyboard got rid of the chiclet keys because we said that's obviously something we're not going to get for the price point we're looking for. This keyboard is perfectly fine. The only downside that we didn't like about it was right here. This is your lights, you can see here, for caps lock, num lock, and scroll lock or power. But they're holes. The LEDs are inside, and they shine light up through the holes. You know what these look like to me? They look like the holes that you're supposed to stick a paper clip in to reset something or to eject something. That would be bad. I can hear the support calling out. So I stuck a paper clip in my keyboard and it blew my hand off. Do I need a new keyboard, or am I okay to type just with one hand? So that's not good, right? And you know, I'm not a big fan of the space age looking rim here. Yeah, it's creases like this tend to collect gunk, and that's kind of nasty. We don't like that. So we decided this is good. We're heading in the right direction. We're forgetting about the chiclets. We're going to regular keys again, but this is not superior, in my opinion, to this Logitech keyboard right here. These keys feel soft to the touch when you press them. They go down, they pop back up. I got media buttons up here. Everything is nice and smooth. It's got a kind of a shine to the plastic. This is very much more dull. It just wasn't what we were looking for. I think it was a step down, actually, in polymer, the quality of the polymer. Contestant number 3. Same issue. We got the holes up here. But hey, we have an American keyboard. How about that? 104 keys, baby. This is awesome. But the Windows key looks weird, right? I mean, so here's your Windows key here. That is the Microsoft logo, right? That is not a Microsoft logo. That looks like what some Chinese person thinks a Microsoft logo might look like. That is not what the Microsoft logo looks like. It looks like that. So we noticed these little things like that, but overall the keys felt a little stiff. You had to apply more pressure to push them, which if you were a fast typer, I don't hunt and peck, I just peck furiously. I know where the keys are all at, I don't have to hunt for them. But if you were a touch typer banging out 80 words a minute, these keys aren't going to spring, they spring back so fast that I don't know if that's a good thing, a bad thing. It feels different than this keyboard, than the Logitech. And we're trying to get something superior to the Logitech. And if I put my hands on the keyboard and I can't quite place why it doesn't feel right, it just doesn't feel right, that's a loser. So we set that one aside and we went to the next contestant on the keyboard is right. Check this out. Now we have a rubberized palm rest here. So this is more ergonomic. Now when you type, you're supposed to have your hand up off the table when you type. This is the proper ergonomic way to type. I type like this. That is not properly ergonomic. With this keyboard, you put your hand on the palm rest and your palm is ergonomic. You're in the right position. So you're ergonomic by default. They finally listened to us, gave us an American keyboard with covers over the LEDs so you don't stick paper clips in them. That's really neat. Then they added the rubberized stuff here. We said, I wanted some media keys on my keyboard, guys. So they did what a lot of keyboard companies are doing, like on your laptop. Here are these media keys, and you can access them using the function key, which is right over here. There's only one of them. Did you see what I did there? I naturally went to the lower left where it's out of my laptop, and it's not here. It's over here. So now to use my volume button, I have to, with my right hand, hold down the function button, and with my left hand, do the volume button. Or I could just do it with my mouse with one hand. I mean, this is not exactly a shortcut, right? But we're definitely moving in the right direction. I like the rubberized feel of the palm rest. And the keys, they spring nicely. It feels very similar to the Logitech keyboard, but the media buttons weren't quite right. So that takes us to the end of the story here. The winning keyboard is right here. Now this bad boy has media buttons on the side. You've got your computer button here, the file manager, the calculator, the home button for your web browser, shortcut to your email, and a shortcut to your favorites. Over on this side of the keyboard, we have all of your media controls. You can mute with a single button press, volume down, or volume up, volume down, play and pause, and you can open your music folder from there. These buttons are not programmable. One of the things that the Logitech does is all of their buttons on their high-end keyboards are programmable, because apparently, I must be alone in the world on this, I can't think of anything better to do on 4 hours on a weekend than program the keys on my keyboard, because that would be awesome. So one of the things I noticed here is like the font on this keyboard is slightly different than the last one we got. You can see here this question mark. This is like 1950s Joker, right? The previous keyboard we had, the question mark looks normal. It looks just like the Logitech keyboard. So we're going to have the fonts changed on this so that the fonts match. But it's an American keyboard. with no holes for paper clips and a palm rest that is rubberized with a weird font, but we're going to fix that. The nice thing about the keyboard on the back side is that the battery door, the only thing we noticed, this is funny watching Ryan put the batteries in this thing, the batteries are springy. So you go to put the battery in, so you put in one battery, and then you take your second battery and you put it in like that, right? Whoa, look at that, it's like a battery ejector. That's pretty cool. So now, observe the hilarity as I try to single-handedly reapply the battery door while I'm filming. This is going to be awesome. I might just have to quit on it because I don't know that I can do it with one hand. So if you're one-handed, this keyboard is probably not for you. Oh, look, they're staying. Ryan, I got them to stay. Whoa. Awesome. All right, must have been a Ryan thing. I don't know. So anyway, that's the keyboard. So you can see here the comparison of the two. The bottom one is the Logitech keyboard, and the top one is the Modular keyboard. We went on the Logitech website, and we said, what would it cost us to get a keyboard and mouse set, yeah, we call it the Riddler, keyboard and mouse set that has a palm rest that's rubberized, dedicated media buttons, and a mouse that has a navigational button on it. The answer to that question is $178. This keyboard and mouse set that we're building, we're going to sell for the same price we sell the Logitech keyboard set for, which is $60. So there you go. That is what went into the development of the all-new Schrock Innovations modular keyboard and mouse, which of course I don't think I can go into landscape on this one. That's kind of weird. But you can see here the mouse and the keyboard. The only downer about this entire setup, the only thing that we can't fix, that mouse does not work for left-handed people. So yeah, sorry about that. I suppose we could make a lefty and a righty, but yeah, sorry about that. There you go. All right, so guys, if you ever wanted to know what goes into it, we have two other products that are in development right now. We have our own media card readers that are going to go into our Venture computers as well as the Endeavor machines. Also in development right now, we have mounting trays. Because of all the COVID stuff, we can't get plastic mounting trays to mount the card readers inside the cases. Because a lot of the newer cases don't have any mount ports for anything anymore because everyone's a gamer now. Well, people using their computer for office work, they want drives. They want a DVD drive, they want a card reader, and we have to have trays to mount them. We can't find them anywhere, so we're going to make them. So we have and we also have our new Schrock modular enclosure, the backup device that we make, 6 times faster than the previous version. So if you were wondering, you know, they say that you know, you can write a sonnet during a pandemic, or you can write epic poetry during a pandemic. If you're Schrock Innovations, you develop new products during the pandemic, and then you hope that someone's still alive to make them later. So anyway, I'm going to sign off, guys. Stay safe and dry out there today. It looks like the storm is kind of crazy looking. Hope you're all doing well, and we'll talk to you on Sunday. Have a great day.